Yeah, welcome to the very first edition of Capital Radio Podcast Network with your boy Shobza in the building. We're here in some beautiful hotel or a resort or a lodge of some sort in Bela Bela. It's called Somerset. What. But yeah, it is a great feeling here. The tranquility here is quite good. A lot of things has been happening, and I thought just because I do have time to shoot at least a snippet of my opinions, because nowadays we don't write opinion pieces, we just record and do podcasts so that we can have our views and our voices heard. We can't ignore the fact that Nhlahla Lux, Nhlahla Lux and Julius Malema, it's not a secret. They've been at loggerheads. It's quite clear. But I haven't said anything on social media regarding the debacle, the operation Dudula, the counter measures that are being made by the EFF to make sure that they protect one of their policies, of which is to make sure that they protect African brothers and sisters. But today I'm going to give my honest opinion, irrespective of my former relations with the EFF. I just have to give an honest opinion about what is going on. Firstly, let me talk about Nhlahla Lux. I started knowing Nhlahla Lux Dlamini during the July uprising. He was quite vocal on protecting the assets, in particular, what's that thing? Maponya Mall. And I would understand at that moment that as an activist, as a community activist, you can't just sit and watch when things are like that. But I asked myself questions even by then. Or what what is it in for this guy? Why is he so adamant to protect the assets of Maponya Mall? Mara, I was quite skeptical, but yeah, I let it slide or pass. But Nhlahla Lux Dlamini resurfaced, and he is now a popular figure in South Africa. Everybody's talking about Nhlahla Lux. Let me give you my honest opinion about Nhlahla Lux. Nhlahla Lux speaks very good English, and it's not a surprise. It's not like us. Rena, we went to Bantu schools. He went to multiracial schools, of which is not a problem. If we were not privileged enough to be sent to those schools, we can't blame him for that. But honestly speaking, I believe Nhlahla Lux is trying to mimic Majunju on a serious note. He's trying to mimic Majunju, and in the absence of the ANC Youth League, with no radical voice that could come from the ANC, he is calculating. He had seen that the only voice that people are willing to listen to is that of Julius Malema, and he took the very same approach. You must understand me when I say the very same approach. When I say the very same approach, I mean the radical approach. Operation Dudula. Operation Dudula is a very radical movement, uh, which I support and I don't support at the very same time. I partially support and don't support. And one of the reasons why I support it is because it is good to know the people who are in the country, documented, been registered in the population register, and it does not help having over 3 or 4 million foreigners in South Africa, whereas we don't know about their whereabouts. We don't know if anything happens to them, or if they do anything within the boundaries of the country. Where are we going to get them? With that, I applaud him, but I think the 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 way they are doing things, it is now starting to be questioned by most South Africans. is this Operation Dudula a genuine movement, or it's a vehicle for Nhlahla to advance his political career? I don't buy the story that he's not interested in politics. Everybody says that. And I can guarantee you, and you must come back to this video. It's gonna be on YouTube, on Capital Radio Podcast Network. You must come on this video a year or two back, and Nhlahla, if he will not be having his own political party, and I'm talking this from experience as somebody who has registered a political party. At first, it might look like we all have the interest of our communities at heart, but as leaders, we want to leave a legacy of some sort. And Nhlahla, as a millionaire, as someone who has been in the forefront of community activism, who's been in business, I think he want to tap into the political space, and he's using that method that was used by Julius, the radical method of addressing issues and making sure that people listen. South Africans, one thing I've realized about them is that they are quick to they are very quick to like you, more especially if you speak good English and it makes sense to them. Remember, we're a country that views people who know English as intellectuals. And Nhlahla is on his way of registering a political party. And with what the EFF is doing to him right now by making him getting arrested, it is what he has been looking for. I saw in one of the videos last night when I was just catching up with what is happening in South Africa, when he was arrested, he was at John Foster. He was very much pleased to be at that police station, because at some point he said, thank you for bringing me here, because there's a lot that happened here. People were thrown from the windows of this police station. I'm gonna be speaking to my political, even if he didn't see that in weight, but in essence, what he said is that I'm gonna get in touch with my spiritual political leaders who will guide me towards a great journey. And what is this great journey? The great journey is the great journey of forming a political party. If you gather people with the intention of just only getting rid of foreigners, and what then? What happens after that? You go back to Pimville, you drive your nice cars, then it's the end of you. No young person wants that. We all want to leave a legacy, and I think Nhlahla is using the Dudula operation movement as his vehicle to political stardom. And let me come to Majunju, the CIC of the Economic Freedom Fighters. I'm not going to be biased in my opinions here. Maybe for a mere reason that I was once an EFF member. I really believe Julius Malema, he sees Nhlahla as a threat, not only to the EFF but to himself as a political leader, as a young political leader in South Africa. Remember, from the days of the ANC Youth League, before Friends of the Youth League to EFF, Julius, even with the likes of Floyd Shibambo, Ronald Lamola, the late, that one from KZN who was assassinated, that comrade, Julius was the most vocal one. There was no young person who can be compared to Julius Malema. All this time, young people found resonance in what Julius was saying. The EFF, through Julius Malema as its political leader, is thriving and have been thriving because of the brand Julius. I can just imagine if Julius is not in the EFF and decided to leave politics, it's gonna be a bit difficult for some of the leaders in the EFF to find political stardom just like he did. He finds Nhlahla as a threat, and Nhlahla knows that, and they are now in a fight, in a fight that will collapse South Africa. I'm telling you, because both movements, with the EFF being a political party, but this Dudula movement is still shady. We don't know which route is it trying to take. But with these two movements existing in the very same country, with these programs that Nhlahla is willing to launch in KZN, in Western Cape, the EFF now is on a mission of recruiting 1 million members. And in this whole process, there's Nhlahla who's now, for a lack of a better English word, who is now in everybody's face. And he knows for a fact that South Africans are gullible. He knows that Nhlahla is a younger, Model C version of himself. When he sees Nhlahla, he sees himself. And when you see somebody of that nature trying to rise, even though he's not straight on his intentions, Julius is a very smart guy. He knows what that guy wants to take the political route, and will do anything in his power politically to make sure that he kills this character, not the person. You must get me right. He kills this character of Nhlahla, and we forget that Nhlahla ever existed. That is how it is. That is my views, my opinions. I stand to be corrected. But the reason why I'm saying this is because I want to spark conversations. I want to spark a very serious conversation where we should talk about these things, engage. Julius is gonna fight Nhlahla with everything he has. And what Julius has mostly that he has been winning with all over is ground forces. I don't think the Dudula guys can match Julius' ground forces. And if push comes to shove, those two groups are going to find themselves at loggerheads, as in like physically, and it's gonna lead into a bloodshed. That was just my opinion. I am of no value to Julius and Nhlahla, but as someone who decided to be in the podcast space, I thought, no, let me just hoy my 2 cent kind of opinion there and see what you guys think. This was just part one of the episode 1 of podcast network, yeah, Capital Radio, with your boy Shobs Ashawani Mafona. And yeah, this Thursday, the 29th, we are having a conversation with someone very prominent in the province of Limpopo. Someone that most people know very well, who's been in the political space, in the community activist space. Yeah, I hope you will enjoy that. But for now, let's just engage. Let's just have a conversation on the Nhlahla versus Julius. Yeah. Peace.